What is going on, everyone? Matthew97657 here, and today we are back with yet another figure unboxing and review. And as the title and thumbnail suggests, this is going to be the Bandai Limited Movie Monster Series Godzilla Store exclusive Bagan from, I guess, technically Super Godzilla, or if you want to go godziban. So, yes, with that being said, nothing more to it than to get on right on into it. And if you did not see our last video, we did cover the Rose Form Biolante there. This is pretty much a Godzilla Day store order back in November, and it finally got here, so here we go, right? So, I mean, obviously we already opened our box for that Biolante, but we're still just kind of, you see all that in there, so it's a whip in there. Let's see if I can get lucky. I'm gonna say it's this one. I'm not even looking, I swear. I got it, actually. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Here it is. This is definitely a very, very interesting figure here. Here it is. Bagan. Bagan? Bagan? Bagan. Bagan. I'm going to call him Bagan. Wow, this is actually really interesting to see, right? I mean, just look at the design here. Obviously, this is not in a Godzilla movie, but it was proposed to be in some Godzilla movies. And then I think it even got tossed around in a versus Mothra movie, which I think turned into Godzilla versus Mothra. But look at Bagan here. Very, very nice. I mean, it's just kind of surreal to see this, right? Because it's like, I think it got thrown in the SNES game, Super Godzilla. And to have it here in figure form is, I think it's long overdue, if we're being completely honest. I guess since it never got its mainstream release. I mean, obviously Super Godzilla was a release, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm just at a loss for words here. As you can see those purple orbs, that looks actually really nice. This has to be on on detail and paint. This is definitely one of Bandai's stronger releases. Let's go ahead and start getting into it here. So we have the red eye there. We have a lot of the muscle contraptions, or if you would call them the muscle contraptions, but they look like muscles to me, and they're kind of painted the same way, like a dark red, almost like a velvet red almost. And then we have metallic paint apps on the chest, into the groin there. It's kind of like a metallic gray, black. You even have paint apps on the nails as well. So the horns have metallic paint apps as well. So it's a lot. I mean, the teeth look good too. It's not just one slash of paint, but the teeth look individually painted as well. This is definitely a really good one. And then you also have some extra horns here that are painted right in there with that black in there. And what else? The orbs, the purple orbs, they look really good. Also kind of metallic-y. The design itself is just really cool. It's got these two prolonged spikes there. Oh my goodness. You got some kind of brown paint on the kneecaps that are not from the red there. And then paint apps on the nails as well. And then the tail and the body and the bottom are just kind of that red continuation. But there's no paint apps on the tail besides the light gray and then the red there. So very, very nice figure, if I'm being completely honest. This is a really good one. Here we go. So here's the tag here, Bagan 2023 stamp. We have the Japanese tag there, and then on the back here, probably just says Bagan and then Movie Monster Series, because it doesn't look like it would say, wait, it says Godzilla. It says Godzilla, and then there's a dot. And I can't tell what that is, because I can't read Japanese. Maybe it's just Godzilla versus Bagan. No. I don't know. I mean, it's this little Japanese here, right? So obviously that right there is Godzilla, and then there's a dot, and then there's a tagline. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I'm not sure. I really wouldn't know. But to continue off with the figure here, it does actually have some arm articulation. No head articulation. It's got some leg articulation. And then lastly, it's got some tail rotation as well. So your standard Bandai articulation. But I mean, realistically, this, oh my God, I can't get over it. I personally have never played Super Godzilla on the Super Nintendo, so I can't say I have the nostalgia that some other fans may have for Bagan, but the design is actually insanely cool. I really, really do like it. The figure itself here is very well done. It's got probably the most paint apps I've seen on a Bandai that are pretty good, and the amount of different paint on it is also probably a little bit higher than usual on Bandai's. So it's good. I'm not gonna lie. This one takes the cake so far, and this is only our second figure that we have gotten to. So Bagan, right? Very cool. Obviously, Godzilla, from what I know, transforms into Super Godzilla, which is like a darker blue-esque. He gets like green spikes around his shoulders, and then I'm not sure if the atomic breath changes. I can't remember. I haven't seen a playthrough of that game in like decades. But I do know Super Godzilla, so who knows, right? The possibility of getting a Super Godzilla figure are not zero after Bagan here has appeared just kind of out of nowhere, right? So clappers for Bagan for finally making it. It's good to have you here, buddy. So to do some comparisons real fast, let's just go ahead and do this Bandai 91 I did this one only because, I mean, kind of like the closest to Super Godzilla, I presume. Either the 89 or the 91 suit. So at least when you're playing the game until you get to the Super Godzilla portion. So they scale it pretty well. Bagan does have a little bit of an edge on Godzilla with the horn and then these kind of plates. Obviously a lot bulkier than Godzilla, right? But it does look extremely nice to have. It's a very nice looking monster. And hopefully we see more of him, right? I know that in Godziban, I think that's how it's pronounced, the little puppet show, it did get a puppet-esque, so like structure. So that was pretty cool to see. This was like, I think a year ago by now, but that's pretty cool to see. And then to finally have a full-on figure is just icing on the cake, as they say. So very, very nice. And realistically, I think that's the only comparison I feel fair to do with, because that's kind of like the only thing to me that I would know. So very cool nonetheless. So this was awesome. Definitely overdue for a Bagan figure. And to get some spotlight is awesome. So I don't think you can order this one from the United States Godzilla store anymore. But this is definitely one of my recommendations for a Bandai figure. If you're a fan of the design, Super Godzilla, all of the scrapped plans that this guy was supposed to be in. So if you can still get your hands on it, I definitely would advise it. It's a very, very nice looking figure for a pretty good price. So with that being said, the show must go on. We still have 3 figures to go through for this Godzilla Day store order. So with that being said, as always, let me know what you guys think of Bagan here, and I will see you guys within the next video. See ya!